Jai Hind everyone. Today we are solving the 2025 CSAT paper of UPSC prelims. See passage 1. It asks maintaining an ecosystem just to conserve biodiversity will affect its commercial potential as well as livelihoods dependent on the ecosystem. Maintaining an ecosystem just to conserve biodiversity will affect its commercial potential as well as livelihoods dependent on the ecosystem. There is also a conflict between using an ecosystem only for livelihoods, for commercial exploitation, or strictly for conservation. Deforestation caused due to commercial exploitation will lead to indirect harm like floods, siltation problems, and microclimatic stability. Apart from adversely affecting livelihoods dependent on forests, deforestation will do this. Alright? These conflicts are particularly acute in developing countries where the dependence of people on ecosystem is significant. The commercial exploitation has potential to boost national income. I hope you have understood the passage. Which one of the following statements best reflects the critical message conveyed by the author of the passage? Conservation of biodiversity is not an issue to be worried about when some people depend on ecosystems for their livelihoods. This is incorrect. The passage is not saying that biodiversity conservation is unimportant. This is incorrect. Commercial exploitation of forest goes against fundamental rights of the people dependent on forest for food and shelter. See, the passage discusses how commercial exploitation harms the livelihoods of those dependent on the forests. But it does not frame the issue in terms of fundamental rights. Alright? Against the fundamental rights उसने नहीं कह रखा है. So this is also incorrect. The sustenance of livelihood and degradation of ecosystem while being together exacerbate one another, leading to conflicts and imbalance. See, mutual exacerbation of ecosystem degradation and livelihoods pressure is there, and we can see it directly from the passage. Hence, this is correct. Commercial exploitation of ecosystem should be completely stopped. This is also very extreme. This is not correct. All right. With reference to the above passage, which of the following assumptions have been made? No country needs to depend on ecosystem to boost national income. Is this assumption being made? No country बोल रहा है assumption में. No country. Incorrect, right? It contradicts the passage. Even the passage says that this commercial exploitation has potential to boost national income. So no country needs to depend on ecosystems to boost national income is incorrect. Resource-rich countries need to share their resources with those of scant resources so as to prevent the degradation of ecosystems. See, the passage does not mention sharing resources among countries. It focuses on internal conflicts within the ecosystems. So, intra-country resource sharing is of course beyond the scope of the passage. So, what will be the answer? Answer will be neither one nor two. D. The history of renewable energy. The history of renewable energy suggests that there is a steep learning curve, meaning that more is produced. As more is produced, the costs fall rapidly because of economies of scale and learning by doing. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा द हिस्ट्री ऑफ रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी ये सजेस्ट करती है दैट देयर इज अ स्टीप learning curve, meaning that more is produced, the cost fall rapidly because of economies of scale and learning by doing. Steep learning curve. More is produced, cost fall rapidly because of economies of scale and learning by doing. ठीक है, इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल है, कॉस्ट नीचे चली जाते हैं. द फर्म्स ग्रीन इनोवेशन इज बाथ डिपेंडेंट. द मोर अ फर्म डज, द मोर इट इज लाइकली टू डू इन द फ्यूचर. ठीक है, स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट एविडेंस फॉर दिस इज द कोलैप्स ऑफ द प्राइस ऑफ सोलर एनर्जी विच बिकेम 90% cheaper during 2010, repeatedly beating forecasts. Moving early and gradually gives economies more time to adjust, allowing them to reap the benefits of path-dependent green investment without much disruption. A late, more chaotic transition is costlier. समझ में आया? Which of the following statements best reflects the central idea of the passage? Economies of scale is essential for transition to green growth. Modern technology's progress is intensely linked to path-dependent innovations. See, when it comes to economies of scale, essential for transition to green growth, होता है economies of scale support करती है ideas, but gradually आती है ना, तो इसे पूरा करेक्ट नहीं कह सकते, सेंट्रल आइडिया नहीं है अपने पैसेज का. मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रोग्रेस इज इंटेंसली लिंक्ड टू पाथ डिपेंडेंट इनोवेशंस. ये भी कंप्लीटली करेक्ट नहीं है. ठीक है, और क्यों नहीं है कंप्लीटली करेक्ट? मतलब पाथ डिपेंडेंट इनोवेशन सेंट्रल आइडिया को सपोर्ट कर रहा है, पर सेंट्रल आइडिया है नहीं. ठीक है, कंट्रीज विद लार्ज इकोनॉमीज आर इन बेटर पोजिशन टू अडॉप्ट ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज. देयर इज नो कंपैरिजन बिटवीन लार्ज एंड स्मॉल बीइंग मेड हियर. टाइमिंग प्लेज अ क्रूशियल रोल इन केस ऑफ ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट. दिस इज करेक्ट है ना. Moving early is important. Timing plays a crucial role in case of green technology development. See the passage again. A late, more chaotic transaction is costlier. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. The path-dependent green investments will eventually more likely benefit the growth as well as public finances in a country like India. The path-dependent green investments will most likely benefit the growth. हाँ, इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल आ रही है. इसमें एग्जाम्पल दिया था सोलर का. पाथ डिपेंडेंट ग्रीन इन्वेस्टमेंट्स विल इवेंचुअली मोस्ट लाइकली बेनिफिट द ग्रोथ एज वेल एज पब्लिक फाइनेंसेस इन अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया. येस, इफ अदर टेक्नोलॉजीज फॉलो द सेम पैटर्न एज दैट ऑफ सोलर एनर्जी, देयर विल मोर लाइकली बी एन ईजी ट्रांजैक्शन. ये डिबेटेबल है. देखो, रीजनेबल भी है हाँ, कि ब्रॉडर इंटरप्रिटेशन में से जस्टिफाई करा जा सकता है, पर पैसेज सोलर एनर्जी को यूज़ करता है, जनरलाइज नहीं कर रहा है. पैसेज नहीं बोल रहा है ऑल ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज. सो दिस इज डिबेटेबल. You can justify it, of course. You can say that both are correct. You can also say that only one is correct. Alright, this is a little bit debatable. Now let us do this maths question. We are doing it chronologically in this particular explanation. मतलब जैसे जैसे आ रहे हैं questions, we are doing it in that way. A natural number n is such that it can be expressed as n is equals to p plus q plus r, where p, q, r are distinct factors of n. How many numbers below 50 have this property? They are distinct factors of n. ठीक है, अब जैसे काफ़ी सारे अपन ले सकते हैं, पर 1 तो होगा नहीं, 2 भी नहीं होगा. n की बात कर रही हूँ मैं. 3 भी नहीं हो सकता. 1, 2, अगेन फैक्टर होने चाहिए, ज़ीरो को फैक्टर नहीं मानते, ठीक है, और डिस्टिंक्ट भी होने चाहिए। तो सबसे पहला तो अपना आएगा 2 3 3 नहीं, सबसे पहला 6 आएगा। 6 इज व्हाट, 1 + 2 + 3 डिस्टिंक्ट फैक्टर्स ऑफ n। फिर क्या आएगा, 7 आएगा, नहीं आएगा 7, आप करके देख लीजिए, 7 नहीं आ पाएगा। 3 1 एंड अगेन 3 हैज़ टू बी देयर ना। फिर उसके बाद अगर अपन करेंगे 8 भी नहीं आएगा, 9 भी नहीं आएगा, 3 4 7 3 4, बट देयर 4 इज़ नॉट अ फैक्टर ऑफ 9 ना। फिर 12 आएगा, 12 इज 4 + 6 + 2 है ना, 2 + 4 + 6, ठीक है। जब 12 आया, 18 को भी आप बना सकते हो, 9 + 6 + 3, ठीक है। तो ये फैक्टर्स जो 6 के मल्टीपल्स हैं वो ही यूजुअली आएंगे। इफ़ यू ट्राई टू कैलकुलेट, इट विल बी 24 ऑल्सो, it will be 30 also, 36 also, 42 also, 48 also. Herein you can express like this. So how many will be there? There will be a total of, yes, 6 8s are sorry, हाँ, 6 8s are, like it will be 48 numbers. Up till 48, I'm sorry, up till 48 it will be 6, it will be 18 12 30 40 36 40 38 48, sorry, 30 36 24 and 42. These will be the ones. Three prime numbers p, q, r each less than 20 are such that p minus q is equals to q minus r. How many distinct possible values can we get of p plus q plus r? Three prime numbers p, q, r are each less than 20 such that p minus q is equals to q minus r, and they are less than 20. Okay, how many distinct possible values? Question on similar lines. How will you solve this? P minus q is equals to q minus r. P minus q is equals to minus r. P minus minus plus 2q is equals to minus r. 2q is equals to p plus r, ठीक है। So what will be the answer? They are prime numbers. Okay. Try to think about it. I am also thinking. In this way, if we try to make it, then we can get like 3 5 7, some will be 15, right? Will you get this? Five will be in the place of q. What else will we get? We will get 3 7 11. 7 2s are 14. 7 will be in the place of q. We will get 5 11 17. Again the same. It will be 22, yes. 3, 11, 19 and one pair will be there, 7, 13 and 19. So how many pairs do we get? The sum it is asking now. Each less than 20. Okay. So this will be, see, the sum of this, if you see, it will be 33. Distinct sums it is asking, distinct sums, p plus q plus r, and sum of this also if you calculate it will be 33, but this will be 39 and this will be 21. So 33, 33, 39, 21, 15 कितना हो गया? टोटल 4 हो गए. इसको रिपीट हो रहा है ना, इसको 2 बार नहीं काउंट करेंगे अपन, एक ही बार लिया. ठीक है, इट विल बी 4. 4 इज योर करेक्ट आंसर. How many possible values of p plus q plus r are there satisfying 1 upon p plus 1 upon q plus 1 upon r is equals to 1, where p, q, r are natural numbers not necessarily distinct. ठीक है, कितनी वैल्यूज हो सकती है, कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? What will be the approach? I know you can get the sum 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 is equals to 1. सम क्या हो गया? 3 3 3 का 9 हो गया. फिर आप और 4 और 2 से भी कर सकते हो. पर what will be the approach? Try to think. Rather than imagining this, what can we apply in this particular question? हाँ, उसको 1 करना है अपन को, न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर को ऐड करके 1 करना है. बिल्कुल. कैसे 1 करेंगे? ऑफ कोर्स 1 अपॉन इज देयर, सो ऊपर 3 ही आना चाहिए. हाँ, ऊपर जब अपन ऐड करेंगे उसको, एलसीएम लेके भी हो सकता है. हाँ, वो इंटू 2 हो जाएगा. जैसे आप अगर 4, इसको यहाँ पे 1 अपॉन 4 प्लस 1 सेकेंड, इसको यहाँ पे 1 अपॉन 4 प्लस 1 अपॉन 4 प्लस 1 अपॉन 2 लोगे तो इंटू 2 कर लोगे इसको, अपॉन 4 4 4, इट विल बी 12, 2 3 4. एट है ना, इंटू 2, एक सेकेंड, हाँ 8 अपॉन 8, 2 plus 2 plus 4, yes, it will be 1. और क्या कर सकते हैं? 3 का तो पता ही है, 1 अपॉन 3 1 अपॉन 3 1 अपॉन 3 हो जाएगा. और कोई केस बनेगा? ट्राई टू सी दिस केस. 1 अपॉन, एक सेकेंड, आई विल मेक इट नीट. Try to see this case. 1 upon 2 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 6. What will this become? Yes, 3 2s are 6 will be the LCM. This will be into 2, this will be into 3. 3 plus 2 plus 1 upon 6, it will be 6 upon 6, 1. Alright, so there are total of 3. More than 3 you won't be able to get. There will be 3 distinct values only. Why? Because we are also adding na 3 plus 3 plus 3, we are doing 9 here, है ना. This will be 9 in first case. In second case we did 2 4 4. What was the total? 2 4 4. It was 10. फिर इस केस में 11 हो गया. अब इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. This is the maximum. Alright, this is also a good question. The question before that was better. What comes after X and Y in the following sequence? January, December. October, X, March, October, Y, September. What sequence is happening here? See carefully, you have to see this. January +0 है ना, या फिर +0 या -0 इज इक्वल्स टू जनवरी, -1 इज दिसंबर, -2 इज अक्टूबर, तो -3 मान लो इधर, जो भी आ गया। अगर -3 मैंने कर दिया तो क्या आ गया? अक्टूबर, -1 सितंबर, -1 जून and -1 July, August and then July. So it will be not June, it will be July. Yes, June, July, August, September, October है ना। -3 का -1 it will be July. X will be what? July. Then we have March. क्या करा हमने? -4. July -4. June, May, April -1 जनवरी, फरवरी, मार्च आ गया। ठीक है, -5 इट सेज अक्टूबर। नाउ -6 कर दो अक्टूबर का, कितना आएगा? जनवरी, फरवरी, मार्च, अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर। माइनस क्या करना है? 6 1 2 3 4 5 6। व्हाट इज दिस? अप्रैल। Alright, this is what? April. So what is our answer? July and April. Okay. Team X scored a total of n runs in 20 overs. Team Y tried to score 10% less overs. Had Team Y's average run rate, runs per over, been 50% higher, the score would have been tied in 12 overs. How many runs were scored by Team X? What is it saying? Team X scored a total of n runs in 20 overs. Team Y tried the score in 10% less overs. Had the Team Y's average run rate been 50% higher, X scored n runs in 20 overs and Y tried to score in 10% less overs. What will you do? 10%, 8 माइनस हो जाएंगे if I'm not wrong. 1/10 into 20, this is 2, and yes, it will be total of how many overs? 18 overs. Had Team Y's average run rate been 50% higher, the score would have been tied, alright, in 12 overs. Do you know what is run rate? What is run rate? It is basically it can also be used in terms of finance. Run rate, alright. The revenue, the growth velocity, alright, will be the run rate. In cricket it is commonly used. So what is Y's actual run rate? In this case, n/18 runs per over. एक ओवर में n/18 रन्स। अगर 50% ज़्यादा होती, मान लो ये 1 है तो ये 1.5, तो कितना हो जाता? इंटू 1.5 करोगे इसको, दिस विल बी n/12 हो जाता y की रन रेट, n के इक्वल होता है और वो, क्योंकि वो n मार रहा है 20 ओवर्स में। तो क्या हम n का पता लगा सकते हैं इस केस में, जब अपने पास ये इक्वेशन आ गई n/12 इज इक्वल्स टू into 12 is equals to n. We are stuck, so the answer will be cannot be determined. A price P of a commodity is first increased by k% and then decreased by k%, then again increased by k% and then again decreased by k%. If the new price is q, what is the relationship between p and q? ठीक है, अगर k% बढ़ा दिया तो क्या हुआ, k% बढ़ा दिया तो क्या हुआ, अपन ऐसे लिखते हैं इसको, हाउ डू वी एक्सप्रेस दिस, p इज इक्वल्स टू, बढ़ा दिया मतलब ये पहले था p1 प्लस k/100, k% बढ़ा दिया ना, p इंटू k/100, ठीक है, p/100, p प्लस p/100 अपॉन 1 p1 प्लस k/100. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव रिटन हियर. ओके, ठीक है. अब घटाओ इसको, सेम चीज होगी, घटाओगे भी तो क्या आ जाएगा, p इज इक्वल्स टू p1 प्लस k/100 1 माइनस k/100. ठीक है, बढ़ाया मैंने, हाँ मैंने बढ़ाया, फिर मैंने घटाया, फिर मैंने फिर से बढ़ाना है. तो ये चेंज होगा पूरा, and again it will be decreased. इसका स्क्वायर कर देंगे अपन, सेम ही चीज हो रही है क्योंकि तो फाइनली व्हाट विल बी द इक्वेशन, देयर आर 4 स्टेप्स विच आर हैपनिंग. ठीक है, q इज इक्वल्स टू p इनटू, आप ले लो इसको, ये 100 हो गया ना, यू विल गेट इट इफ आई राइट इट लाइक दिस, 100 प्लस k अपॉन 100, राइट. तो 100 प्लस k अपॉन 100 इंटू 100 माइनस k अपॉन 100 होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू p इंटू माइनस k स्क्वायर, इधर भी इतना ही, होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू p इंटू व्हाट इज दिस, पावर 8 आ जाएगी. इधर कितनी पावर होगी, 4, इधर 4 है, इधर माइनस k 4 है. दिस विल बी द आंसर. ए, दिस हैज टू बी द आंसर. Each state in India faces distinctive set of challenges regarding the impact of warming, but also faces its own set of opportunities for reducing emissions. ठीक है, depending on its natural resources. For example, coastal states need to take action to protect their shores from sea level rise. Districts that are dry need to prepare more variable monsoon precipitation. Himalayan regions have their own unique challenges. Selected parts of peninsular India and offshore areas also great opportunities for harnessing wind power. एक सेकेंड, वो समझ नहीं आया. Each state in India faces distinct set of challenges regarding impact of warming, but also offers own set of opportunities for reducing emissions depending on natural sources. ठीक है, सबका अपना अपना है. Coastal states को protect करना है shore को sea level rise से. Districts also need to prepare for variable monsoon precipitation. Himalayan regions have own set of challenges, and selected parts of peninsular India and offshore areas offer great opportunities for harnessing wind power. These various aspects need to be considered for developing clear and sustainable goals for the future. ठीक है जी. Which of the following statements best reflects the most logical, rational and pragmatic message? The migration and adaptation strategies to address and tackle the climate change is essentially the responsibility of each state. Okay. India is too diverse to implement any effective strategy or program to address and tackle climate change. नहीं, the basic responsibility of union government to implement the climate action plans and ensure net zero emissions. Okay, but ये गलत है ना, स्टेट की बात कर रहे हो. India needs to formulate effective climate change mitigation and strategies at state level. Mitigation and adaptation strategies at state or regional level. अब मोस्ट रैशनल और प्रैग्मेटिक मैसेज क्या लग रहा है आपको इनमें से? डी लग रहा है, तो यही अपना उत्तर. With reference to passage, which of the following assumptions have been made? Green energy production can be linked to or integrated with climate change mitigation and adaptation strategies. हाँ, can be. The effects of climate change are much more severe in coastal and mountainous regions. अब देखो ये सब्जेक्टिव है. क्या है? ये सब्जेक्टिव है कि मच मोर सीवियर हो गया या नहीं होगा. वन तो अपना सही है, पर दूसरा क्या है कि यूनिक चैलेंजेस है क्लाइमेट चेंज के. मतलब सीवियर है या नहीं है, ये पैसेज नहीं बोल रहा है, ये ओवर स्टेटमेंट है पैसेज का. तो हम इसको नहीं मानते, हम सिर्फ इसको मानते हैं. ठीक है, वन ओनली. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग बेस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट्स द क्रिटिकल. ये रहा पैसेज, ये रहा. ठीक है, एक बार ये पैसेज पढ़ते हैं. If the social inequality is the most acutely felt social problem in India, insecurity more than poverty is most acutely felt economic problem. ठीक है, social inequality social problem है, तो insecurity economic problem है. ठीक है. Besides those below the official poverty line, even those just over the poverty line are subject to multiple just over. ठीक है. Economic insecurities of various kinds due to wealth or health risk, market fluctuation, job related uncertainties. Many government policies are actually intended towards mitigating these insecurities. Which of the following best reflects the critical message conveyed by the passage? India's political executives should be aware that poverty and social inequality and consequent sense of insecurity is the main social problem. Okay. In India, poverty is the main reason for social inequality and insecurity. Poverty, one of the reasons, not the primary reason, but okay. Then what is the third option saying? Poverty and social inequality are so intricately linked that they pose an unmanageable crisis for India. That is also true, but it is not in the passage. Insecurity more than poverty is the main economic issue that government policies must address. Insecurity की तो बात कर रही है, तो ये सही होगा statement. Central theme is economic insecurity more than poverty, which is the primary issue. तो ये वाला statement क्या कह रहा था? Primary poverty primary reason है? नहीं. More than poverty insecurity primary reason है. Unmanageable crisis आप नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज है ना उनको मिटिगेट करने के लिए. पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव शुड बी अवेयर दैट पॉवर्टी एंड सोशल इनइक्वालिटी एंड द कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी इज द मेन सोशल प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, तो इनसिक्योरिटी इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम हो गई ना, और ये पॉवर्टी सोशल प्रॉब्लम हुई, तो मेन सोशल प्रॉब्लम नहीं कह सकते, और ये सही भी नहीं है, ये सही भी नहीं है. People above poverty line are also are prone to suffer from anxiety about economic insecurity. This is correct. This is an assumption or not? Tell me. Is this an assumption? Yes, this is an assumption. And passages explicitly stating this assumption. It is valid. Eradication of poverty can result in peace and social equality in the country. इसमें पैसेज में ऐसा नहीं लिखा, हो सकता है ये ट्रू है मतलब, पर पैसेज डज नॉट मेंशन दिस, सो वी विल गो विद दिस. So in UPSC CSAT, the assumptions have to be only from the passage, or they can also be without the passage. मतलब without the passage also they can come. Basically, when we talk about the CSAT PYQs, the assumptions are only derived from the passage, and they should hold true in context of the passage. Alright, they represent the unstated premises or the author's underlying beliefs needed for argument to hold true, and should not be based on personal beliefs. Keep this in mind. So stick to the passage. Assumptions are logical leaps which author is making. So do not introduce external information into too much external information, too much external view, too much elaboration, or too much something which is not there in the passage. It should not be an assumption. ऑलराइट, ऑथर के व्यू को आइडेंटिफाई करो कि ऑथर इसको कह रहा है तो क्या अज्यूम करके कह रहा है. ऑलराइट, आप क्या अज्यूम कर रहे हो ये ज़्यादा मायने नहीं रखता. एंड अवॉइड द एक्सट्रीम स्टेटमेंट्स. वेलिड assumptions are rarely absolute. Alright, all, only, no one, absolute नहीं होंगे assumptions. Usually they are not. Alright, they can be, but usually they are not. And they are a test for validity of the statement. Assumption अगर false है तो it will destroy the author's argument. कैसे ये डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहा है ऑथर के आर्ग्यूमेंट को कि eradication of poverty can result in peace and social inequality can result in peace and social inequality in the country. नहीं कर रहा, ऑथर का आर्ग्यूमेंट ही नहीं है. ऑथर का आर्ग्यूमेंट क्या है? eradication of social insecurity. More than poverty is the main problem. Alright, so assumptions must be directly supported or implied within the passage. What am I saying? Directly supported और implied. अच्छे से लिखूं. अब क्या क्वेश्चन है? अ सॉलिड क्यूब A solid cube is painted yellow on all its faces. The cube is then cut into 60 smaller but equal pieces by making the minimum number of cuts. Okay, 60 smaller pieces. A3 आपको पता है N3 will be there. Cube, alright, is cut into pieces. 3 पीस करोगे तो कितना आएगा? सर 3 कट्स करोगे तो कितना आएगा? 27. It is a large solid cube. Alright, not a cuboid. But again, the division should always be evenly distributed. अपन को कितने पीसेस बनाने? 60. तो अगर अपन एक सेकेंड 4 5 are 20, 3 are 60. 4 into 5 into 3, 60. We will continue this in the next lecture because I'm feeling a bit sleepy. It is like 3 a.m. at night. So I think I should continue it in the next lecture because I'll not be able to explain the very essence of the questions. And it's been 40 minutes. We've only done 15 questions. We'll speed up.